What if today was your last day on Earth? No warnings, no second chances, just life, exactly as it is, but with one difference: you won't wake up tomorrow. Would you still scroll mindlessly through your phone? Would you rush through your morning coffee without tasting it? Would you half listen to someone you love, already thinking about what's next? Here's the truth no one wants to hear. We live as if life is infinite, as if there will always be another sunrise, another conversation, another chance to say, "I love you." But there won't. Every moment is unrepeatable. Every breath you take is a scene in a story that will never be told the same way again. The Japanese have a philosophy for this: Ichigo Ichie. One time, one meeting. A mindset so powerful that once you embrace it, it shatters the way you see time, connection, and the meaning of life itself. Because most people never truly live. They survive, they chase, they plan for futures that may never come. And in doing so, they let the only thing that's real, the present, slip through their fingers like sand. But today, you're going to break free from that illusion. By the end of this video, you'll know how to see beauty in every fleeting moment, how to stop chasing time, and how to finally start living with a presence so intense that it changes everything. So if you've ever felt like life is passing you by, like you're waiting for a moment that never comes, stay with me, because this might just be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. One moment, one meeting. Simple words, yet they hold the power to transform how you experience life. Think about it. Every single moment, this very second as you listen to my voice, is happening for the first and last time. It will never exist again. You will never be exactly as you are right now. The world around you will never align in precisely this way again. And yet, do we live like that's true? Most of us rush through life without even noticing it. We eat without tasting. We talk without listening. We go through the motions while our minds are trapped in yesterday's regrets or tomorrow's worries. We act as if we have all the time in the world, as if life is a limitless series of second chances. But the truth is, we don't. The Japanese understand this better than most. Their tea ceremonies aren't just about drinking tea, they are a ritual of deep presence, a way to honor the fact that this shared moment will never come again. When the cherry blossoms bloom, they don't mourn the fact that the petals will soon fall, they treasure them more because of it. Impermanence isn't a tragedy, it's what makes life precious. What if we saw our own lives that way? Instead of sleepwalking through existence, what if we treated each moment, every conversation, every sunrise, every cup of coffee as a once-in-a-lifetime event? Because that's exactly what it is. You will never get to relive this moment. Once it's gone forever. But here's the uncomfortable truth. We waste most of our lives waiting for the weekend, waiting for the next big thing, waiting for the right moment to start living. But Ichigo Ichie tells us this: the right moment is always now. There is no waiting room for life. It's already happening with or without you. So let me ask you, when was the last time you were truly present? Not lost in thought, not checking your phone, not replaying the past, just fully immersed in the now. If you can't remember, then maybe, just maybe, you've been missing the only thing that has ever been real. And the worst part, we do this to ourselves. In the next section, we'll uncover why we resist living in the present and how that illusion is slowly stealing our lives. A fool clings to yesterday, a coward fears tomorrow, but the wise embrace today. As this old Japanese quote reminds us, if the present moment is all we truly have, why do we spend so much of our lives running from it? Why do we constantly distract ourselves, lost in memories of the past or anxieties about the future? The answer is simple and terrifying. The present is unpredictable. Unlike the past, which is fixed, or the future, which we convince ourselves we can control, the present moment is raw and unscripted. It can bring joy, but also pain, uncertainty, discomfort. And so we resist it. We numb ourselves with distractions, scrolling endlessly, binge-watching, drowning in noise, anything to avoid facing the quiet truth that right now is all there is. But here's the paradox. By avoiding the present, we don't gain control. We lose it. Think about how much energy we waste trying to control the uncontrollable. We replay past mistakes as if we could rewrite them. We obsess over the future as if enough planning could shield us from the unexpected. But deep down, we know the truth. Life will always surprise us. The more we try to hold on, the more it slips through our fingers. The Japanese have a deep understanding of this. In Zen philosophy, a rock tossed into a river does not resist the current. It flows with it. This is why Ichigo Ichie is not just about appreciating the moment. It's about letting go. Letting go of the illusion that we can control time. Letting go of the fear that keeps us from truly living. Because control is an illusion. No matter how much we plan, no matter how tightly we cling, change is inevitable. People will come and go. Seasons will shift. The cherry blossoms will fall, no matter how much we wish they wouldn't. And in our desperate attempt to hold on to what is fleeting, we rob ourselves of the beauty in front of us. So here's a question that might sting a little. What are you clinging to right now? What are you so afraid to lose that it's keeping you from fully experiencing the present? Because whether you admit it or not, time is moving forward, and the more you resist it, the more you miss out on the only thing that's real. This moment, right now. But here's the good news, there is a way out. In the next section, we'll explore how Ichigo Ichie teaches us to not only accept impermanence, but to find freedom in it. An ancient Japanese proverb teaches us that the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. Most people spend their lives fighting against time. We cling to what's familiar, resist change, and try to hold on to moments that are already slipping away. But the more we resist impermanence, the more we suffer, because nothing lasts forever. Not joy, not pain, not even the people we love. At first, that might sound depressing, but what if it wasn't? What if, instead of fearing change, we learned to embrace it? What if, instead of mourning the passing of time, we saw it as a gift? This is where Ichigo Ichie offers something profound. It doesn't just teach us to appreciate the present, it teaches us to let go. Think of the cherry blossoms in spring. They bloom in breathtaking beauty, only to scatter in the wind days later. And yet, the Japanese don't see this as tragic. Quite the opposite. Their fleeting nature is what makes them precious. If they lasted forever, we would stop noticing them. What if we saw our own lives that way? Instead of desperately trying to hold on, what if we learned to savor? Instead of fearing the end of things, what if we cherished them more because they end? When we stop resisting impermanence, we stop suffering. We stop clinging to past happiness, trying to make it last longer than it should. We stop fearing the future, trying to control what's uncontrollable. And in doing so, we finally start living. There is a famous Japanese concept called mushin, no mind. It is the state of total flow, where you are fully absorbed in the moment, without clinging to thoughts or distractions. Samurai trained in this mindset, not just to fight better, but to live better, to move without hesitation, to accept what comes without resistance, to face the unknown without fear. This is the key to true presence, to let go of the past, to release the illusion of control, to stop treating life as a puzzle to be solved and start seeing it as an experience to be lived. Right here, right now, because here's the harsh reality. Clinging doesn't keep things from changing, it just keeps you from enjoying them while they last. So let me ask you, What are you holding on to that is keeping you from fully living? A version of yourself you've outgrown, a relationship that no longer serves you, a past you can't rewrite, or a future you can't predict. Whatever it is, the tighter you hold on, the more it controls you. But the moment you let go, something incredible happens. You stop waiting for happiness, you stop chasing meaning, and you start finding it right here in the moments you used to overlook. Now the question is, how do you actually start living this way? In the next section, we'll explore the daily rituals that turn Ichigo Ichie from an idea into a way of life. There is a well-known Japanese saying that goes, "When you realize that nothing lasts forever, you can finally begin to appreciate everything." Knowing that every moment is unique is one thing, living like it matters is another. Most people hear about ideas like Ichigo Ichie and think, that's beautiful, but then go right back to scrolling, rushing, and waiting for life to start. Not you. If you want to truly feel the depth of every moment, you need to practice it. And the good news? You don't need to change your entire life. You just need to start noticing the one you already have. And the first ritual is simple: become a samurai of the present. The samurai had a practice. Before every battle, they imagined that this might be their last fight, that they might never lift their sword again. This forced them to be fully present, because when something is your last, you don't take it for granted. You don't need to be in battle for this to apply. Try it in daily life. The next time someone speaks to you, listen as if it's the last time you'll ever hear their voice. When you hug someone, hold them as if you'll never get the chance again. When you eat, taste every bite as if it were your final meal, because one day it will be. The second ritual is about turning the ordinary into ceremony. The Japanese tea ceremony isn't just about drinking tea, it's a ritual, a moment of absolute presence. Imagine if you treated small moments the same way. Drinking coffee, feel the warmth of the cup in your hands, the scent rising, the taste on your tongue. Walking outside, notice the way the wind moves through the trees, the rhythm of your steps, the sounds of life around you. Stop rushing, slow down, make the mundane sacred. Then comes the third ritual, killing multitasking. If you're checking your phone while eating, you're missing the meal. If you're thinking about your to-do list while someone is speaking, you're missing the conversation. Multitasking isn't efficient. It's just a way to experience less of everything. Pick one activity a day to do with absolute focus. When you eat, just eat. When you talk, just talk. When you work, just work. Train yourself to be where you are, not 5 steps ahead. And finally, the last ritual is to capture one moment of presence every day. At the end of each day, write down one single moment that stood out to you. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it was the way sunlight hit your desk, the sound of a child laughing in the street, the taste of your morning coffee. The more you do this, the more you'll realize beauty isn't something you chase, it's something you notice. The world constantly tries to pull us away from the present, into distractions, into worries, into regrets. But Ichigo Ichie is a rebellion. It's a decision to wake up, to see, to live. And the best part, you don't have to wait for some perfect moment to start. This moment is already perfect. You just have to notice it. But there's one final truth we haven't explored yet. The secret that makes Ichigo Ichie not just a way of living, but a way of letting go of fear, regret, and the relentless pressure to do more. And once you grasp this, everything changes. A famous Japanese proverb says, "The goal is not to walk in the footsteps of the wise, but to seek what they were searching for." Everything you love, everything you know, one day it will all be gone. The places you've been, the faces you cherish, even the version of yourself that exists today will eventually fade into memory. This is the truth we spend our entire lives trying to ignore. But ignoring it doesn't make it less real. Most people see impermanence as something to fear, something tragic. But Ichigo Ichie teaches the opposite. Impermanence isn't a curse, it's a gift. It is the very thing that makes life meaningful. If nothing changed, if everything lasted forever, we would stop paying attention. We would stop caring. A cherry blossom is beautiful because it falls. A sunset is breathtaking because it disappears. But here's where we get stuck. Instead of accepting impermanence, we fight against it. We cling to the past, replaying old regrets, wishing we could change things that can never be rewritten. We chase the future, convinced that happiness is always just around the corner, never here, never now. And in doing so, we miss the only thing that has ever been real, this moment. Let me ask you something. How much of your life have you already lost to waiting? Waiting for the perfect time to start. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for something, anything, to be different before you allow yourself to live fully. But the truth is, there is nothing to wait for. Life doesn't begin at some milestone. It doesn't start when you have more money or more time or fewer problems. It's already happening. The question is, are you in it, or are you standing on the sidelines letting it pass you by? The great Zen masters knew something that most of us forget. You don't have to control life to love it. You don't have to know what happens next. You don't have to hold on. You just have to let go. Because here's the secret. The less you try to control time, the more alive you become. When you stop clinging, you start cherishing. When you stop chasing, you start seeing. And when you stop waiting, you start living. So let me leave you with a question. If today was your last day, how would you live it? Who would you spend it with? What would you say? What would you notice that you usually overlook? And now ask yourself this: what's stopping you from living that way every day? Because this isn't just a philosophy, it's a choice, and that choice is yours. As Basho, one of Japan's greatest poets, once said, "Every day is a journey, and the journey itself is home." A master of haiku, Basho spent his life wandering, embracing the impermanence of the world, finding beauty in fleeting moments. He understood what so many of us forget. Life isn't about reaching a destination. It's about how fully you live each step. Imagine waking up tomorrow with one simple realization: this day will never happen again. The conversations you'll have, the faces you'll see, the sky above your head, all of it, unique, fleeting, unrepeatable. How differently would you live? Most people don't see life this way. They assume they have time. They believe that tomorrow will be the same as today. And so they rush. They numb themselves with distractions. They postpone the things that truly matter. But if there's one truth that Ichigo Ichie teaches us, it's this: nothing repeats. Every moment is a once-in-a-lifetime event. Once you see the world this way, you can never unsee it. The small things, a shared laugh, the sound of rain, the last sip of coffee before you leave the house, become sacred. The people in your life stop being background noise and become something astonishing. Miracles you get to experience just this once. But Ichigo Ichie isn't just about presence, it's about courage. The courage to live without guarantees, the courage to love, knowing that everything is temporary, the courage to let go, instead of clinging to what was never yours to keep. And if this video made you pause, even for a second, imagine what it could do for someone else. Like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs this reminder. Because moments like this, they don't come twice. Most people will spend their entire lives waiting for the right time to start living, but not you. Because now you know there is no right time. There is only now. So from this moment forward, make a choice. When you speak to someone, look them in the eye. When you drink your coffee, actually taste it. When you walk outside, feel the air on your skin. Because one day, these things will be gone, and when that day comes, you won't want to look back and realize you never truly lived them. And if you take nothing else from this, remember this one thing: the last day of your life begins now. Not in fear, but in awareness. Not with regret, but with appreciation. Not in the future, but in this very breath. Now go, live your Ichigo Ichie.